Current affair. Yeah. With Big A. Wake up, tap in, Big A, back in. Headlines, hard facts, cut through the spin. From the block to the globe, truth in every quote. On the line, gotta let the people know. Current affairs with Big A, say what they won't say. Hey, we'll talk right now, every day turn it up, Tom, that's thing. Current affairs with Big A, breaking through the haze. If it matters, it's on today. Current affairs with Big A, Big A, Big A, Big A, Big A. Current affair, yeah, with Big A. Wake up, tap in, Big A, back in. Headlines, hard facts, cut through the spin. From the block to the globe, truth in every quote. On the line, gotta let the people know. Current affairs with Big A, say what they won't say. Hey, we'll talk right now. Every day turn it up, Tom, that's thing. Current affairs with Big A, breaking through the haze. If it matters, it's on today. Current affairs with Big A, Big A, Big A, Big A.
What's happening, y'all? Hey, it's your boy, as they say, Big A, Big A. Hey, but if you seen me, if you know me, one of the shortest people got the biggest names. I'm just saying, but I've been living my life like I'm Big A. Welcome, family. Welcome, team. Welcome, everyone. All praises to the Most High. Blessings beyond blessings, beyond blessings. The blessing to be on this side of the living with the living is a blessing. I'm glad to see y'all this evening, this morning, this afternoon, whenever you can see me, hear me, feel me. Hey, listen, I got some things for y'all this evening. It's gonna be a great talk. I'm just so ecstatic, y'all. So, Shalom, family. How you always there, Maria? How you doing? I love you for that. How you doing? First play, I see you out there. Kev, Israel, what's happening? Shalom, shalom, family. Hey, y'all know, I start off this broadcast with a saying of the day. And this time is going to be different, family, with the saying of the day. Instead of me just having one quote, that's right, blessed by the best, that's right. Instead of me having one quote, family, I have several different quotes this evening because it was so hard for me to come up with just one saying, with just one saying of the day. So I'm going to say a few different things because they actually pertain to what I'm going through, what someone is going through, what we will be going through, okay? So just bear with me with these sayings of the day, which goes, the first one goes, man can give you awards, but it's God who gives you the rewards, right? Man can give you awards, but it's God that gives you the reward. What's that? The reward. What is that? Everlasting life. Man can't give us that, right? Luck is when opportunity meets preparation. That's another saying of the day. Luck is when opportunity meets preparation. Another saying of the day is more like a question, right? But we all do this. Why do we close our eyes when we pray, kiss, cry, or dream? Because the most beautiful things in life are not seen, but felt. So deep. So deep. Another thing I want to mention here as a saying of the day, family. People that you should never forget. And keep this in mind, family. People you should never forget. Those who help you in hard times. Those who abandon you in hard times. And those who put you in hard times. Now, these are several sayings of the day that I had to just bring about as opposed to just one. Another is, if you expect the world to be fair to you just because you're fair, you are fooling yourself. That's like expecting a lion not to eat you because you didn't eat it. That's so profound. And another one, family, is before sleeping, put your slippers under the bed so you can kneel in the morning and start your day with a prayer. And the final one, family, that I'm going to say as the saying of the day, in your greatest moment, family, be careful. In your greatest moment, be careful. That's when the devil will come for you. In your greatest moment, be careful, because that's when the devil will come for you. So that's what I have for these sayings of the day. And I hope that it was edifying to someone, because that surely edified me when I found those sayings of the day, because we need more than just one. There are a plethora of sayings of the day that we can have to get us through our day, get us through our night, get us through our week or weekend, whatever it may be, right? So with that said, family, I do want to start off just by saying, first of all, shalom, shalom. I want to thank you all for being here this evening. Again, I want to thank the team that is behind the scenes, because you do impeccable work. The entire team, not just the one who is the main person, but it's not just one main person, because it's a body, and the knee cannot operate without the thigh, and the jaw can't operate without the mouth. So thank you, behind the scenes body. But moving along, family, to the first thing I want to speak about, and it is not the best topic. However, I just want to mention this because the times that we're in, family, we're going through a lot, and we know that we are in Jacob's trouble, and even children will go through things. Even children will find things. And I had to say that to preface what I'm about to speak about. Anderson County, South Carolina, skulls found. There were some children playing in Anderson County, South Carolina, family, near a creek when they stumbled upon a human skull. Now, you know, children will be children. They're just gonna be playing, chasing each other, throwing rocks at each other, whatever kids do, what we used to do, right? And these kids were just playing, minding their own business. Kids are just gonna pick up what they think is a rock, a big. I found this big rock. Happened to turn out to be a skull. Now this happened back on March 29th. A few kids were playing. A child brought a skull home to his mom, and his mom grabbed it from him or her, because it's not specified if it was a him or her, and called the cops. Now, when the mom called the cops, family, and this is heinous for anyone to find. If I found a skull, of course, as a grown man, I'm going to know exactly what it is. But a kid is like, what is this? They probably got an idea, and I'm sure the kid had an idea, because the kid brought it all the way home from the play area, right? And so upon further digging, the cops actually found 45 to 50 other human bones. Now, when I did some more investigating, it said 45 to 50 other human bones, not other human beings, but other human bones. So the coroner didn't say, if it was one person, it was, or it could have been many people. It said other human bones. So it could have been fragments of various human bones of different parts of the body. But it said 45 to 50 human bones when they did further investigation. Also, the coroner did mention, family, that it seemed like these bones had been weathered, because the coroner believed the bones had been out there at least 10 years or more, right? But going back to the kid or children who found these human remains, I mean, that's enough to scare anybody. And in Anderson, South Carolina, now, I'm not familiar with that area, although I do live in South Carolina. I'm not familiar with that area, but now that I know Anderson, South Carolina, there's some kind of lake, I didn't look up the lake name, I would not let my children, my niece, anyone that is of that age bracket, I should say, that caliber bracket, to play in that area. All right, it's just too much. I don't want to be messing around, and finding any kind of bones, let alone human bones. That's traumatizing. Very traumatizing. It's one thing to find, what we think would be animal bones, because we believe animal bones should be in the ground buried, but we don't want to come across human bones unless it's in a graveyard. We can see that. Anyway, let's get off of that subject when it comes to children finding human skulls. Moving right along, family. My next article I titled Impending War. And we can all surmise what that is about. The impending war. What is going on over there with the U.S., Iran. We can say Israel. We can say allegedly China and others, right? But for the most part, U.S., Israel, and Iran. Impending war. I don't know if you all have heard, but I believe in the past week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, there have been some Iranian drones that have hit 3 Amazon AWS data centers in the Gulf, 2 in the UAE directly, and 1 in Bahrain nearby. Now, Iran also warned Apple. Now, this is what's wild, and this is how I know, family. Forgive me for scratching my ear. This is how I know, family, that this impending war most likely will end up on American soil, on U.S. soil, because Iran warned major U.S. companies that they would strike them. And those U.S. companies are Apple, Tesla, Meta, and Google. And they also told those companies, the workers of those companies, to evacuate ahead of the attack. Now, with that said, family, I do have an article about that I really must read to you all, right? I must read this to you all. And I actually have it on my phone because it's really vast information. Now, going back to what I just said, Iran attacked Amazon Web Services, or AWS, as I said. Amazon Web Services powers a huge part of the internet. Now, mind you, this is over there in the Iranian area, not here in the States, but we do have, the United States does have major corporations over there in that area. So if a region like Bahrain goes down, right, it will have apps that may crash, lag, or not load, right? And we know how that is here in the States when that does happen, when things crash or lag or do not load. Some services may partially work, logins fail, payments glitch. And examples of platforms that rely on AWS, family, are Netflix, Uber, Cash App. So just imagine if that was here, but it's not yet, right? Now, another issue would be banking and payment issues once this happens, or once this had happened. There will be a lot of banks, payment processors, fintech apps that run on AWS infrastructure. So disruptions, family, can cause delayed transactions, cards declining randomly, app balances not updating. Now, this is not a full collapse, but just temporary instability. If that is temporary instability, we all know about that here in the States. We know about when there are disruptions with our Cash App, when there's disruptions with Bank of America, when there are disruptions with anything, right? That has to go through the internet, and everything is through the internet nowadays. So there's also Amazon shopping, minor impact, right? Due to those bombings that Iran did. Again, this affects in that area, in that, let's say, Far East, Middle East area. Now, Amazon itself is affected, but orders and deliveries in the United States are mostly safe. So for right now, that's pretty good, right? Although my family we have experienced some setbacks, right, when it comes to deliveries that we want to receive or have or sent off. You might also see slower checkouts, tracking delays, and that's because Amazon spreads systems across multiple regions. Another impact, family, are stock market and investing impacts. And if you're into investing, this does matter. Amazon could see short-term volatility. Cloud disruptions can hurt revenue temporarily, shake investors' confidence. But long-term investors usually see this as a temporary disruption and not a collapse. Now, I said about long-term investors because if you're a long-term investor, you've seen different scenarios, and this scenario is nothing new to you, right? Now, I do want to give a bigger risk if the spreads attack. The real concern is escalation, family. If more cloud hubs get hit, like the AWS got hit, widespread outages, major financial system shutdowns, supply chain disruptions, and that's when things become serious globally. Now, we have already seen the impact of the canal, the Hormuz shutdown with the oil, right? And that's just 20% of the oil in the world. So if that has caused gas prices, just 20% has caused gas prices to erupt and go up, I cannot or I don't want to imagine anything else to go up, anything else to happen to make things go up. Because right now, the way we're living is hard enough because things are going up. But wages are not going up, especially if you're not getting paid accordingly, right? Now, I do have check this out, fam. I got a few more articles I want to read to you. And this next article, family, it is called, I titled this, No More Transgender Rights. No more transgender rights. And I pulled this up because it is very intriguing just by the title itself. No more transgender rights. And this actually comes from the Trump administration. So let me go ahead and read what I found for you all. The Trump administration terminates agreements to protect transgender students in several schools. And I pulled this up because I'm like, well, that's really a good thing when I started reading it. The Education Department said this past Monday, it has terminated agreements with 5 school districts and college aimed at upholding protections for transgender students, backing away from requirements negotiated by previous administrations that took a different interpretation of civil rights. Now, basically, long story short, before I go ahead and read some more. So remember when the Biden administration had went ahead and gave the transgenders rights, meaning the transgender men could who were transitioning into women could play women's sports. Well, that's been redacted. That has been reversed. And the Trump administration is like, we're not playing that. We're not playing this transgender rights. I'm Trump. I can do that. I'm the president. I'm only doing what God's will. Oh man, you can't make this up. But the decision removes the federal obligations, family, for the schools to keep up measures such as faculty training on abiding by a student's preferred name. Listen to this. I'm going to start that over. The decision removes the federal obligations for schools to keep up measures such as faculty training on abiding by a student's preferred name and pronouns, and allowing students to use bathrooms that align with their gender identity, not their real gender identity, not their birth identity. One of the school systems, Delaware Valley School District in rural eastern Pennsylvania, received notice of the change from the Trump administration in February and has since voted to roll back its anti-discrimination protection for transgender students. And with that said, I can guarantee you that transgender kids are irate right now. Are irate because they were used to what the Biden administration did and allowed them to participate in a gender that was not their assigned agenda at birth. So men who now want to be women could go ahead and compete in women's sports. Meanwhile, knowing that they are still men, and they're still stronger than women and faster than women. And when we look at things like boxing, come on, man, stop with the shenanigans. So I agree with this move. I agree with it wholeheartedly because it sounds like they're trying to align themselves back with Christ. It sounds like to me. It sounds like they're trying to align themselves back with Christ. But then I say that because I say it sounds like it because, but then there are other things that are foolish that this administration allegedly does, along with past administrations that they have allegedly done. So it's kind of a head scratcher to see and just trying to figure out which direction that these governments are going into. But I do agree with this move because the Most High created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, as we always say, right? The Most High did not create a man to become a woman and a woman to become a man. I mean, I don't know if these people, they probably don't even think about when Judgment Day comes. If the Most High made me Adam, and I come before the Most High Judgment Day, and I'm now Susan, who do you think he's going to judge? Susan or Adam? The Most High is going to judge Adam because that's who he made me. Not who I think or feel I am. The Most High don't care about no feelings. The scriptures tell us the Most High does not respect persons. There's no respect of persons. Look it up. Meaning, he don't care who you are. He don't care if you're Barack Obama. He don't care if you Trump. He don't care if you Jay-Z, Beyonce. He don't care who you is. He made you. Christ made you. And yes, Christ and the Most High are two separate beings, two separate entities. The Most High commissioned his firstborn son, Christ, to create everything. You know, he was chilling. He sat back chilling like, go ahead, son, go ahead and make that. Make this, do that, do it like this. And that's what Christ did, right? So the Most High has no respect of persons. He don't care who you is. Unlike us, as men and women, you know, we get somebody before us. Like, if let's say I'm a judge and I get a Beyonce before me, I might change my mind just because of who they are. If I am still one in the world, which I'm not. As you know, I'm not at all. I'm for Christ. So I'm actually for this no more transgender rights, y'all. I mean, because we got to get back to how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be about that BIBLE, brief instructions before leaving Earth. That is what this is about. It's not about these shenanigans that these powers that be want to come up with. Simply because they, Shalom family, simply because they celebrate Samael, celebrate Satan, Lucifer. He has many names. Chaos is what he is. So I agree with that, family. I totally agree with them overturning transgender rights. It's a hard word to say because it's a made-up word. Now, moving along, family. I want to take a brief pause and I want to talk about what I'm always speaking upon and harping about: naturally glam. Naturally glam skincare and cosmetics. Listen, you can't make this stuff up. You really can't make this stuff up. And I'm reaching behind me because I have a few things behind me. This right here is a men's beard cream. It's a man's beard cream, right? I use this on my beard just about every single day. I'm going to say just about because I'm not going to lie and say I use it every single day. There are times I forget to use it. There's times where I just don't use it, simply because life is life and simply because I'm a man. I'm a carnal man. But when I use it, let me tell you something. I got coarse hair, family. And when I put that thing, my thing make it soft. It's baby butt soft when I put it on. And my wife makes this, as you all know already, if you've been listening to me in the past, right? My wife makes this from home, all natural, no chemicals at all. And if you get hungry enough, if there's a famine, you might want to eat some natural glam. I'm just saying. But she does have women's products. She has men's products. She has women's yoni steams. She has shampoo. She has lotions. She has what doesn't she have basically? Did I say yoni steams? She just made some. She just made some. I'll get to that here in 1 second. She just made some deodorants. She just made some deodorants, right? And I'm going to say she just made it because I've been trying the deodorant out. The deodorant is like one of those things that are of Tussie. Remember Tussie? You have to take the Tussie, spread it on your arms. Well, that's what it is. But let me tell you, it works. And since she's made it, I haven't bought any other deodorant. And I usually use Old Spice. Aluminum free, right? Aluminum free. That's what we use when I'm using Old Spice. But since she's made this deodorant, and she's still perfecting it, because it's still, she's still making it and she still got trials on it. But what I said, family, go ahead and check out Natural Glam Skincare and Cosmetics. And let me back up a second, family. So I did skip over one of my topics I wanted to talk about. And it came in at the last minute, but I do want to speak about this, family. And this next one actually is going back to the impending war. I don't know if you all knew that Trump was talking trash. He always talks trash, but he was talking trash about he would do this and that and to Iran, that he would shoot down their nuclear sites, shoot down their bridges. So this next one is called Trump Cease Fire. And to be honest with you, I'm glad he said this. I'm glad he retracted his statements, or redacted his statements, I should say. I'm glad about that because it gives us a little bit of breathing room, right? So Trump says he agrees to suspend bombing of Iran for 2 weeks. 2 weeks is 14 days. According to Washington, right? Today, right? U.S. President Donald Trump said on Tuesday he has agreed to suspend the bombing of Iran for 2 weeks, while family accepting a 14-day truce proposal from mediators in the Iran war. Trump said he spoke to leaders in Pakistan, which has been a mediator between Washington and Tehran, and which had sought a 2-week ceasefire. Now, listen to this. Based on conversations with Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Field Marshal Asim Munir of Pakistan, and wherein they requested that I hold off the destructive force being sent to Iran, and the I is Donald Trump, and subject to the Islamic Republic of Iran agreeing to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz, I, Donald Trump, agreed to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks, wrote Trump on social media. Now, Trump also went on to say that this will be a double-sided ceasefire. Now, why would he say it would be a double-sided ceasefire? Double-sided meaning Iran and the U.S. Because allegedly the U.S. got dirty and said there would be a ceasefire when this first happened, and then still opened fire on Iran. So he has to actually come out and say this to be serious. Although I don't believe Iran thinks he's serious at all. Once you double cross somebody, what do we say? You trick me once or you fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Iran don't get fooled twice. They're on their P's and Q's. Have y'all seen those videos that Iran came out with about United States? I reported on one when they were talking. It was a big old mural where they had Epstein, Trump, and who is it? The leader of Israel. Can't think of his name right now. Y'all remember that? So they're on their P's and Q's. So with this ceasefire, I mean, I pray that Trump doesn't try anything else tricky. That's what I pray. But at the same time, family, we have to keep our eyes open because we know we have a lot of distractions, numerous distractions. So this could be a distraction that Trump could be allegedly. I'm just saying. I'm just thinking as I'm speaking. Now, Trump also said that the U.S. has received a 10-point proposal from Iran, family, which he called a workable basis on which to negotiate. So a 10-point proposal from Iran, which he deemed a workable basis to negotiate. So it had to be something there that Trump is willing to entertain to shut down or have a ceasefire for 2 weeks, which could be a good thing. And in that 2 weeks, the Strait of Hormuz could be opened up, which could mean our gas prices decline a bit. I mean, that would be good for me. You know, it trips me out when I hear people say, well, I never really looked at the gas prices. Hey, some of my coworkers say, I've always had to pay for gas, so I don't look at the gas prices. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. When you're used to pumping 8 gallons for, let's say, $10, and now that 8 gallons costing you 25, you looking at the pump and trying to shoot me some wolf tickets talking about, I don't care about gas. Yes, you do. I had a guy say it to me. I'm looking at him like, stop that. Stop the shenanigans, man. Because when things get expensive, especially gas, food, we shop different. We look at our money different. We hold money back more so. Right? So we cut costs somewhere. We have to. It's only human nature to cut costs somewhere, even if it means from eating 3 times a day to eating 2 times a day. We will cut costs. We will consume more liquid to fill our bellies, or just fast. I'm just saying. So I did want to back up to the Trump ceasefire after the impending war. Now, moving along, family. My next topic I titled Greed. Greed. NBA player arrested. Now, I saw this article, family, and I'm like, forgive me. You can take the Negro out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the Negro. I had to say that because this man, Brandon Clark, has been playing in the NBA for the Memphis Grizzlies for some years. 7-year veteran. And this man has been accused of drug trafficking. Now, Brandon Clark was arrested in Cross County, Arkansas, family. His charges are improper passing, possession of a controlled substance, fleeing and exceeding the speed limit, and trafficking a controlled substance. That's a lot. That's a lot, right? But it's the way that it was worded. The first thing I said was improper passing, right? And this is how it was worded on the document that I read, right? Because they try to set you up with that is some light work, but no, it's really trafficking a controlled substance. And they were happy because the RSB were happy because they caught a man of color who is supposed to be a superstar doing dirt. Now, he had a good career. He played for 7 years. He's been playing for 7 years. I'm going to say play. He's been playing for 7 years. Now, I don't know if you know the average salary of an NBA player or the average salary of an athlete, period. Well, an athlete makes a considerable more amount than the average worker. I know, I've looked it up. I know even further because I have a cousin who used to play NFL for the Green Bay Packers. And he did so well in his career, he's now a movie producer. He's been doing that for the past 20 years. So he made some money, which he made some money. And they actually get paid weekly, right? Now, there's a little background. Sport athletes have an option to get paid weekly, every 2 weeks, or monthly or yearly. They have this option to get paid a certain way, right? So I don't care if you are a bench player. The last time I looked, to be a bench player means sit the bench on the NBA. You're sitting the bench. You ain't getting in the game at all. You're making $300,000 to sit the bench. Let me sit the bench. I'll sit the bench. I'll warm the bench. I'll clean the bench. Listen, that bench will be the cleanest bench you ever had. That bench will have bench warmers on it. Straight up, $300,000 a year to sit the bench? You got to be kidding me. And I'm still in shape? Come on, man, I'm winning. I ain't losing. But here it is, that you got this man, Brandon Clark, who has a 7-year career in the NBA. And this man is selling drugs? So my questions are, first of all, why are you selling drugs? Allegedly, if that's true. Let's just say it's true. How did you get to that point? I'm thinking he's always been selling drugs and was able to stay under the radar because he's not a big name like Kobe Bryant or LeBron James or Michael Jordan. That's what I'm thinking. That's how he was able to stay under the radar. Or he blew his money and he needs to make some money. Or he was with the wrong crowd and he owes somebody something. You never know. You never know what you're getting into. Or you never know how another man is living. I mean, you just never know it. But I believe I don't believe, I know if I'm an NBA player, I'm not selling no drugs. If I'm an NBA player, you know what my money is going to? My savings account, my wife. I'm giving a lot to my mama and my brothers. So come on, man. And well, first and foremost, let me back up. Every time I get paid, 10% of that is going to the Most High. That's what the Most High requires of us. I mean, it's hard to believe what some people be doing in this world with their money. It baffles me. So I don't want to harp on that too much longer, family. I want to give us some good news, right? And this next article is called Good News from Around the World. And I saw this, I was like, I got to report on this. So I'm looking at it, and I looked up some of these things, and these things are true. Did you know that China family has banned OnlyFans, calling it a Western disease, that it leads to societal decline and possesses a threat to public order. So China has banned OnlyFans in China. Great, good, it's stupid. Did you know that France has banned influencers from promoting dangerous cosmetic surgeries and extreme dieting products to protect young people? The United States ain't doing that. The United States trying to get that money by any means necessary. So again, France has banned influencers from promoting dangerous cosmetic surgery and extreme dieting products to protect young people. Meanwhile, family, Scotland becomes the first country in the world to make hygiene products, including tampons and pads, free for everyone. I mean, why some things that should be free. So Scotland has made tampons and pads free for everyone, and they're the first country to make hygiene products free. I mean, these things should be free, especially for women, because it's a recurring thing each month. Also, family, scientists from Stanford University, led by Professor Helen Blau and Dr. Nidhi Bhutani, have found a way to regenerate aged cartilage and reverse arthritis. Listen, they have found a way to reverse arthritis. If that is the truth, all praises to the Most High. Reverse arthritis, because that's a game changer. Y'all know this, y'all grandparents, when the weather change and it starts to rain, they be like, I can feel it in my hand. My bones is starting to hurt. If it ain't happened to some of y'all old fogies out there now, listen to me. In your 40s, like, oh man, my shot's that arthritis. No, it might just be that gout. Eating too much of that pork. But that's a game changer, family. That the scientists from Stanford University, led by Professor Helen Blau and Nidhi Bhutani, have found a way to regenerate aged cartilage and reverse arthritis. You know what that's called? You know what that's actually called? That's called sea moss. Purple sea moss. Yep, that's the same thing. But nonetheless, all praises to the Most High. Iceland, family, has legally guarantees equal pay for men and women, making the gender pay gap illegal. I can see that. They're trying to be equal in a world that's not equal. Men and women are not equal, which is not. But that's good that they're giving equal pay to both men and women. And check this out. Listen, when it comes to China and Japan, they're just head over heels in front of the United States. Scientists in Japan just created a plant-based plastic that completely dissolves in salt water within hours without leaving any microplastics behind. I mean, that's amazing. Do y'all realize the damage that plastic material does to us? When you take a plastic bowl or anything that's plastic and you heat your food up in the microwave alone is bad for us. But what plastic does when it heats up, especially in the microwave, releases all kind of toxins into our food and we consume it. And then we wonder why years later we got a disease or something. So again, scientists in Japan just created a plant-based plastic family that completely dissolves in salt water within hours without leaving any microplastics behind. And also, Kazakhstan has accomplished the impossible by bringing the dead Aral Sea back to life. A-R-A-L, Aral or Aral Sea back to life. The water level has risen by 42%. Salinity has risen by 42%, and salinity has decreased by 75%, and fish are thriving again. I mean, this is unheard of things that are happening. And Australia, family, could become the first nation in the world to eliminate cervical cancer. Are you hearing me? Did you hear that? Australia, Reuben, right? The firstborn of Jacob, could become the first nation in the world to eliminate cervical cancer. If that is true, all praises to the Most High. But we know that there's a cure for everything in this world, for every disease there is. Mexico becomes the first country in North America to ban cosmetic testing in animals. Well, thank you. I'm glad they did something. I'm glad they did something. So check this out, family. This next one is a trip. And these are good things, right? Because the title of this is Good News from Around the World. This is good news, right? Outside of the good news gospel, right? At just 13 years old, Lucas, forgive me on the last name, Lucas Genova became the first patient in the world to be cured of a terminal brain cancer. Look up this name. At just 13 years old, Lucas Genova became the first patient in the world to be cured of a terminal brain cancer. My question is this: is man really this smart to come up with these things, these cures? Is man that smart? If man has come up with these cures on man's own terms and didn't sell their soul, you know where I'm coming from, or alluding to, kudos to man. However, all praises to the Most High, because the Most High is the one who makes everything go. But that is some good news from around the world, because we need good news, being that we're in Jacob's trouble. We need good news, being that we are on the precipice of World War III. We need good news, being that the U.S. has raised the draft age to 42. We need good news, being that a plethora of spirits have been released from the Euphrates River, as the scriptures have predicted. We need good news. As my mom says, and older folks say, no news is good news. If I ain't heard from you, that means you must be doing good, unless you're dead. But if I ain't heard from you, no news is good news. So I would leave that there. Good news from around the world. Now, I'm going to move on, family, to this last article that I have found. And this last article that I have found is titled The U.S. government can freeze your U.S. bank account. I saw this, I was like, man, come on. And I really wasn't tripping because I've come to the summarization that the government can and will do anything it want to do to you or to everyone. So it don't even matter. But I will read to you what I found. I will read to you, fam, what I found. The U.S. government can freeze your bank account. No court order required. No charges need to be filed. America currently has 42 active national emergencies, each keeping these powers on standby. The U.S. government can freeze your bank account. No court order required. No conviction needed. No charges need to be filed. Again, America currently has 42 active national emergencies, each keeping these powers on standby. Let me tell you why. The Brennan Center for Justice documented 123 statutory powers that activate the moment a president declares a national emergency, including the power to seize Americans' bank accounts. I'll read that again. The Brennan Center for Justice documented 123 statutory powers that activate the moment a president declares a national emergency, including the power to seize Americans' bank accounts. The president family can declare a national emergency with nothing more than a signature on an executive order. No vote, no debate, no warning. The power to freeze your money does exist. It has been here, it has been there your entire life, and you were never told. So check this out. In 1913, the Federal Reserve Act was passed. The government gains emergency monetary power. In 1933, President Roosevelt family, President Roosevelt declares banking emergency. Every bank in America closes for 8 days in 1933, and citizens cannot access a single dollar. It's devastating, right? 8 days. In 1970, I'm pretty sure in 33, bills still came around. In 70, the Bank Secrecy Act passes. Banks are required to report your transactions to the government. That was started in 1970. In every decade, one more law quietly expanding what the government can do to your money. The government can seize and keep your cash, car, and other assets without a conviction, often without proving anything by standard in any court. In more than 90% of federal civil forfeiture cases, the government wins administratively. Most people never fight back because how you gonna fight the government? How you gonna fight the government? Unless your name is Epstein allegedly, Obama allegedly. So no arrests need to be made. No charges need to be filed. Law enforcement can seize assets upon suspicion alone. You are guilty until you prove yourself innocent. This is not a mistake, family. It is the design. In 33, Roosevelt declared a national banking emergency. Every American bank closed. Citizens who had cash at home were safer than those who trusted the system. When banks did reopen, long lines of customers returned their stashed cash. The emergency was over. The expanded powers were not. Of course they weren't. The crisis ended in 33, but the laws they created never did. Now here's exactly, family, how your account gets frozen legally today. Through right of offset, banks are legally allowed to remove funds from your checking account to pay a debt on other accounts at the same institution without asking you first. Remember the Great Depression? The IRS can seize your bank account for unpaid taxes without a court order and place a burden on you to prove the seizure was wrong. Under a declared national emergency, the president can freeze all financial transactions, seize accounts, and restrict withdrawals with one executive order. 3 separate mechanisms, 3 separate laws, one outcome. Your money is gone. That's deep. That's really, really deep, family. So I wanted to bring that up because we're living in that day and age. We have people who have student loans out there. We have people who have IRS debt. Everything that I mentioned in that article, everything that I mentioned in that article pertains to everyone. Pertains to everyone. So I want to put that out there to hopefully edify someone. You know, it edified me. That's why I had to bring that out. But I don't have but a few minutes left, family, and I did want to leave you with a few jokes before I get up off the screen, before I get up off this broadcast, right? Just to leave you with a little lightheartedness out there, family. So just a couple of jokes. The brighter side of things, family, you know? So, with that just a couple of things that might make you feel better this evening. I had a joke. I had a joke on paper today, but it was just terrible. Did you know, family, that some people pick their nose, but I was born with one. You know, some people pick their nose, family, but I was born with one, right? I don't pick my nose. You know? And you know, yesterday I tried to catch some fog. I tried to catch some fog yesterday, but I missed. Oh man, hey, you can't make this up. It's pretty funny. You can't make this up. And you know, when I was a kid, you know, going over speed bumps as a kid in the car, I was afraid of speed bumps. But now I'm over it. Oh man, and but check this out before I go, y'all. I wanted to tell you a joke about boxing, but I forgot the punchline. Oh man, I mean, hey, they're not your normal, dad jokes, knock knock, question and answer jokes, stuff like that. But no different, no different. But y'all, hey, I just want to thank you all for listening to me, y'all. I mean, it's been my pleasure tonight. I hope that what I you know that was funny. You know that was funny. Hey, that was funny. You pick your nose, but I was born with mine. You know that's funny. Hey, anyway, I hope y'all stay prayed up, man. Fast. You know, I have a Gentile at my job who says he fasts Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Right? All he does is drink a little water, and juice throughout the day to get him going, keep him, refreshed. But let's do that. Stay prayed up. Love your neighbor. Love the Most High with your whole heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And don't let the naysayers get to you. Let's end this race by enduring to the end. And I'm glad you all were here with me this evening, this morning, this afternoon, whenever you can listen to me. And it is a pleasure to be here each and every week, y'all. Because tomorrow's not guaranteed. It's never guaranteed. I don't know if I'm going to wake up, but the Most High is not done with me yet. He still requires more. And yes, I will tell her that. I will tell her about that you love the shampoo and the conditioner. Until then, family, I love you all. Shalom. Shalom. love your neighbor, and kiss your spouse goodnight. It has been my pleasure to serve you all this evening by listening, and check out the Jerk Fest that is coming up on June 28th in Myrtle Beach. I hope I see you there, or I'll see you square. Peace, family.
Humble myself, lift my hands to the sky, saying prayers cause I know that I need you. You saved me by grace from my old ways. You broke all the chains, I was a slave. I was so low, but you never let me go. So I'ma lift you up, yeah. So I'ma lift you up, yeah. So I'ma lift you up, yeah. And giving you all my praise. I'ma lift you up, yeah. So I'ma lift you up, yeah. So I'ma lift you up, yeah. And giving you all my praise.
I'm just trying to praise you through my actions. You the head of my life, I lift you up, no I ain't capping. I kill the old man daily, a certain life, I'm adapting, attracting. Your righteousness and planting what I'm asking, never lacking for nothing. I leave the door open, no I ain't shutting, never ducking. When it comes to the work, I got the ball and I'm a punter. Trying to celebrate at heaven, I'm trucking on my opponents. Never pit me with the slothful, he clean me like he a plumber.
You saved me by grace from my old ways. You broke all the chains, I was a slave. I was so low, but you never let me go. So I'ma lift you up, yeah. So I'ma lift you up, yeah. So I'ma lift you up, yeah. And giving you all my praise. I'ma lift you up, yeah. So I'ma lift you up, yeah. So I'ma lift you up.
Wake up, tap in, Big A back in. Headlines, hard facts, cut through the spin. From the block to the globe, truth in every quote.